Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. It is February 2, 2017 at 12:55 a.m. Birmingham. And topic, um, chances are Trump and the Republicans will use the nuclear option to get the Supreme Court justice in. And I say this because prior to mentioning holding up on the Muslims entering this country without vetting, 7 Democrats, and all they needed was 3 more, that would just shoo them right in. Well, that didn't upset these 7, but on the other hand, they have to side with their brothers. And by doing that, one spoke up, and then many others jumped on his tail and decided to go with him and said, look, whatever he's going to do, we're going to fight him tooth and nail. We're not going to let him approve anything, period. How many times did Obama do something at midnight and no one knew it until the next day, but yet no one stopped it? But everything Trump is doing, he said he was going to do. And let me tell you why the Republicans are okay with it, because he's doing as he said, and the Democrats are not. They're still reeling over not being able to give this nation on a silver platter to the United Nations for Agenda 21 to begin. I mean, they're still mad about that, which is fine. And if you take all these sanctuary cities, and if you go and look some up on YouTube, the no-go zones for Muslim is growing at a very rapid rate. I mean, rapid. And even the police won't go there. When they said, why in the world won't the police go? Well, you got a small town. You got 20, 30 cops, and you can't have them running off into a 200-acre refuge out there 20 miles away. And so they come up with excuses, but they're not excuses. They're obeying whatever someone told them to do. And so you're going to see that hit a brick wall with Trump, because he will dismantle these. Now, the Muslims aren't sanctuary cities. They're just Muslim neighborhoods that you don't drive through. Sanctuary cities are the Hispanics. And there's many in California. There's many in Arizona. And they're out in the desert. Drive out there, and it's like in other words, you don't go in there. And it would take almost like a National Guard to go in. Well, if that's what it takes, then that's what will happen. These people are here to do their own thing. And in other words, Obama made it clear for them, I don't care what y'all do. And that was it. Muslim, Hispanic, didn't matter. And even though releasing the same ones over and over that has committed felonies that put you and I in jail for the remainder of our lives. And if you're 20 and you have a felony, the same as that young girl killed on the pier walking with her father, you would be in prison for the rest of your days. You'd never be released. I would too. But they didn't do that. They shipped this guy away, and this is not the third, not the fourth, but the fifth time. In three of his times, he had committed felonies. They were severe. The first one, California had the first law: strike one, strike two, and strike three, you're out. Well, but that doesn't apply to non-Americans. That applies to Americans. That is the damnedest double standard I've ever heard in my life. If you go to Iraq or Iran and you do anything like that, you are going to be strung up in the middle of the street and you're going to be killed in front of however many people who wants to watch you die. That same person, same people that string you up will come here, and Obama welcomes them in. Look, he had a back door at LaGuardia Airport, a door only for Muslims to enter through, where they didn't have to go through anything, where they would be vetted. You know, we've always vetted in a way, but they even escaped the minor vetting with Obama. Well, that door has been closed and sealed. Those people who would bring them in have been removed. So it looks like that we're going to have to do what Trump said he was going to do when we voted for him. And I'm 100% for Trump. 100%. And there's a lot of things that you don't know behind what these people are doing today in our city. And if I told you one, it would be the same story 1,000 times over in different cities around this country. Look, Iranians are here. There's a lot of them here. Indians are here. There's more Indians here than there are Iranians. And when you go and gas up your car where it used to be a nice convenience store, nice and clean, you see Indians or you see Muslim running these stores, and they're trashed out. And they'll do that until they're just wasted. Then they'll leave them. And our government has been putting them up in a second or a third or even a fourth. Look, I can prove that. So help me, I can prove it, because it happened to me twice. And I can, anybody wants to bring it up, I can prove it. I can prove it with content. I can prove it with pictures, and I can prove it with video record stories that I have that I'm going to use later to protect myself, because I kicked one of them out on his ass, and but I had good reason. He caused $250,000 damage to a store that had just been remodeled, and business shot and gone, and he just didn't care, waiting for the government to give him the money for a second one. I didn't give him that time. He's gone. And of course, they don't like me. But look, the Democrats are going to fight Trump on everything he does. That is why it's important for the nuclear option to come into place. What it is, you need 60 out of 100. You need 60 to okay this gentleman for a Supreme Court judge. Nuclear option, you need 51, not 60, 51, and they got that. And someone told Trump, by the way, and then he said, I agree. And they said, President Trump, you're going to have to take the nuclear option on this. You know that. He said, I was hoping not to. But if it was Obama asking, it would have been done. And I'm going to tell you why. The very countries right here, right now, today, that are being told they have to be vetted is Obama's own list. And Hillary's list was identical, except there was one country excluded from Hillary's list, but it was on Obama's list, and that was Saudi Arabia. They gave Hillary Clinton one shot, one time, $30 million. And then over the lifetime, so far, they've given, you ready for this? You want to hear this? They've given over $1 billion, starting with George Bush. And then Clinton got another 20 million. So I think they're out 55 to 75 million to Hillary Clinton. They weren't buying Hillary Clinton to help her get in. They were buying clout in our country to tell Americans what to do. That didn't happen with Trump, and it will not happen with Trump. So I just wanted to tell you that. I wanted to bring that about. And I got a story for you, too. I'm trying to get things in order before I hand it out, because it's something that people are talking about, but it's all not true. And but I got another one for you as well. That I'll explain that later. I can't now. I don't have time. But I believe that the Christians in this country has been tested over the last 5 years and 8 months now. And I believe that they have proved to God what He wanted them to do. And once that is settled, then I believe the end days, or just as we've been calling them all along, the end days. I believe we're there. I don't believe Trump will have 8 years. I believe he'll be taken away just like the rest of us who are saved. Jody with Expoz.